What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome today to the Million Dollar Upside YouTube channel or podcast, whatever you want to call it. Today's Friday, and today we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Kind of recap on what we've been doing for you guys over the weekend, over this week, I mean, and yeah, just kind of story time, pretty much. So, story time with Oscar today. I think Joseph will be hopping on here shortly. But as you guys know, Joseph and KJ are our parents now, so they're doing their thing and they're doing their best to hop on as they can. Um, so yeah, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly today. Oh, there he is.
I
He's
made
here.
it, guys. Oh man, so sorry.
You're good, bro. I was a little late too, so sorry to the people who are waiting for us.
Yeah, super apologies, guys. It was a long night. It was a long night. I was on baby duty, so I didn't make it until like 5 or 6 last night. But I'm here, guys. We're here.
Hey, what's up,
Uh,
Michelle? How are you? What's up, Max? Michelle, yes, there is a Zoom today. It is at 12 p.m. Central, and we're going to be talking about how we got started in real estate and in multifamily. My dude drinking his water. Is that a gallon?
it's like half a gallon.
Half a gallon. Yeah, being dad is a lot. Yep, yep.
Whew.
Joseph can confirm being dad is a lot of work.
Yeah, I can confirm. I can confirm.
Yeah.
Whew. Sorry, I'm just out of it at this point.
Are you good, bro? I think we're just gonna go over the good, bad, and ugly, and if there's a few questions in the chat, we'll take some because this week has been super busy for us. Joseph and KJ just busy with with the baby, but on top of that, adding everything else on the real estate stuff. So this week, even though it feels like it flew by really fast, Joseph, they always
Mhm.
do. They always feel like they just go by so fast. We've had a lot of good things come up. I don't think I have anything ugly to share other than um, I don't know. I don't have anything ugly to share, bro. I think
I
life
don't.
has been good this week.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's been a lot of putting stuff together, honestly. I know Oscar and Ione, while we were gone, they were learning some cool stuff for you guys. And so me and Oscar, we've been working a lot on some of the system stuff, and it's mostly a lot of back end work. But we've been putting a lot of focus on putting some stuff together for you guys, for everyone, so that way we can be more intentional about what we're doing here. I mean, one of the things, if you guys haven't seen it, we changed our logo in the back. So I don't know, I like it. It looks good, looks clean. But it's been a lot of that. We did have a property inspection that went well as far as what we were expecting, and we'll go over more of that at another time. But that it went well as far as what we were hoping to get out of it. Um, and that was cool. That was cool. I talked to some of the tenants. They were a little upset with how things were going there, and I couldn't really tell them anything. So I just sat there and listened to them. And by the end of it, they were good. So I think they just needed someone to vent to. So it was cool. At first, I was a little scared to go in that apartment, though, because he came out swinging with his words. He's like, what y'all doing here? You're fucking coming around. Fuck. That's all he was saying. But by the end of it, he was dabbing us up. He was like, "Oh man, you guys are some old souls, old school brothers." So that's as far as I want to go on that. But yeah, sometimes people just need some people to listen to them, and that was all they needed. So
Mhm.
it was cool though. It was cool. More on that to come.
Oh
More
yeah,
on that to come.
we'll have the whole story for you guys once it's done.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
entire.
but once we have the whole case study, we want to package it up nicely and
Mhm.
put that together for you guys.
Yeah, and that's
So
one of the things that we've been working on, like in the back end that Joseph was talking about, is documenting every little bit for you guys, so that when you guys start learning how to do multifamily, you'll have an actual case study that's been documented from day one all the way up to closing. So I'm excited. There's a lot of stuff that I wish I could still share with you guys right now, but it's it's a little bit of a top secret project for the moment until we get everything squared away, and you guys will see how freaking amazing. We've got some great stuff for you guys in the works right now.
love it, love it. And for those of you all that have invested in yourselves and invested in us, we're putting something together special for those people. So just be on the lookout. Actually, some of it's already out. So if you have if you have if you were part of that underwriting Zoom, definitely check your emails because there's some an email uh, from us to be a part of something. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We're rolling some new things out. I'm just so excited, man. Oscar has had a lot of good ideas for you guys. Oscar and Ione, they've been putting together some stuff.
Yeah,
So
we've been
I'm
we've
just
been putting in
excited.
some work in the background and having those late night calls with Joseph and KJ at night when ideas come up and like, hey, let's implement this, let's do this. It's there's a lot of stuff, guys. Trust me. I wish I could really go into because I could talk about it for days, but it's still in the works. So as soon as we're done, you guys will be the first ones to know for sure.
Yeah. And I see Darth Jader's got a question here on the side that I want to answer real quick. She said, "Yeah, I'm so interested in how you smooth things over. Did you tell them you're trying to better the apartments or what?" Honestly, I really wanted to, but we weren't allowed to do that per the seller's request. So no, I did not do that because I didn't want to. I didn't want to mess anything up with this deal. So no, all I did was just listen to him. I didn't talk anything about the property other than, man, I hear you. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. That's all I said about the property. Everything else, we were just talking about human things. Nothing at all with the property other than like, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this. That was it.
About human things, but not about robot things or anything like that.
No, no. He honestly, what we talked about was he was super into um, albums. Albums. He loved his albums. He had a whole collection of albums.
Mm.
So we talked about those for like an hour and a half, something like that. While our guy did his thing. Now I just kind of sat there and listened to him and his wife. They were just
There
chatting
you
us
go.
up.
I'm gonna give a quick secret. It's not even related to real estate. It's just related to communications.
Ooh.
Because you brought out something that said he talked about albums, and that was pretty much it, right? Because it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like that's what they're passionate about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he probably talked about that or could talk about it.
Oh, he was trying to talk about it while we were trying to get out the apartment.
There you
he
go.
wasn't he wasn't done.
There you go. Here's a tip for you guys who want to communicate better. A lot of the times people think that you as a communicator have to be effective on a conversation. You have to be talking, talking, talking. That's not right. Like for me, the number one secret, I'm gonna throw some nuggets right now. The number one secret for me as an effective communicator is to just ask great questions. And a lot of the times people just want to be heard, man. That's
Mhm.
all. They just want to be heard. And for this person, they wanted to be heard about the apartment, but they also started talking about what they're passionate about. If you can find someone's interest or likes or their passion and just figure that out, they'll talk forever. All you have to do is find that one thing that someone likes and ask them about it, and they will do all the talking. All you have to do is listen. From there on, you just actively listen with intent so that you can pick up everything that they're talking about. And then to acknowledge or make them feel like you heard them, you summarize it back to them. And then they're like, oh, wow, this guy really is paying attention to me. That's all you do. That
Man,
that's the secret to Rico Suave right there.
that's it. That's it. I was just about to say that. I was like, if you guys were not listening, like Oscar just gave away his secret
That's
sauce,
it.
what he
That's
does
all I do.
every call.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised how many people like you can do that with sellers all day if you want to build rapport. You can do that all day. And as soon as you do that, like the barrier goes away. So that's just one of the things. I do that with brokers sometimes just to get there when I want to get to know them a little bit better. And I do that on property walkthroughs all the time, just so that I can start talking to them. It's that simple, guys. You don't have to be the one that has to talk. You just have to ask the right questions and then listen. Shut up and listen. That's it.
Hmm.
That's it. But listen intently too. Like, don't just shut up and then get carried away, lost their way or something. And like, what did you say? No, like listen. And that's it, guys. That's all you have to do.
It's harder than it sounds. It's harder than it sounds. Like
Oh yeah.
what Oscar just said about listen with intent. It is harder than it
Oh
sounds.
yeah.
You
It's super
have to
hard.
really hear what they're saying and then repeat it back to them.
It's super hard. I know that when I first started doing when I okay, right, if you guys can believe this or not, in grade school, all the way up to high school, I was a super shy kid. Super shy. And it's hard to kind of picture that because Joseph has seen me talk to a lot of people and whatnot, but I was super shy. I did not even want to talk, especially when it came to girls. I was super shy. I could not talk to girls when I was in grade school. I just couldn't. And so right after high school, I made a choice. I decided that I wanted to learn how to talk to people because that was my weakest point is I don't know how to talk to people. And I was like, what can I do for me to be able to talk to people? How can I put myself out there? And the only thing that came to mind, guys, this is going to sound strange, but the only thing that came to mind was I got to get in sales because that's going to force me to talk to people. And so my first job right after high school was in sales. And the reason I got into that wasn't because I was passionate about doing sales. It's just because I wanted to learn how to talk to people. And I knew that was going to force me to get out of my comfort zone. And so doing that, I started to learn how to build rapport. And that was my thing is how can I build rapport with people? How can I find a way to spark a conversation with anybody and anybody and everybody? Yeah, Max, same way, right? Literally the same way.
Hey Oscar, give me 1 second.
Yep,
I'm gonna take
sure,
this
sure.
call real quick.
Yep. And so what I did is I got into sales and for that reason only, just to learn how to talk to people. But the issue with that is I did learn how to do it, but my target demographic, because I was selling kitchen cutlery, some of you guys may know it's a Cutco kitchen cutlery. Um, my target demographic were housewives. So although I started to figure out how to talk to women, but I was talking to the wrong type of women. But I got really good at talking to people. I got really good at talking to people. And if I can spark a conversation with just anybody that way, then that was the first step. And so once I started doing that, um, I was able to talk to that helped me out so much. Like that really helped me out so much because now that I talk to sellers, it's almost the same target demographic. It's typically the parents or the husband and wife. So I already knew how to talk to a husband and wife because of that past experience. So all I had to do was implement everything that I learned from there with real estate training that I learned from Sub 2 and other stuff, and that's how I started getting good at talking to people. So these guys like Joseph and KJ will always call me Rico Suave, but the only reason I know how to do that is because I put myself out there and I learned sales. Then Ione would always make fun of me because she'll always say, "How how do you talk to people? Like, how do people like you so much?" And I was like, "I really don't know. I just talk to them like I do anybody else." And she goes, "Even kids just like you." I was like, I don't know. I just talk to people like like I talk to anybody else. So just that, I think that's what helped me out a lot, is I was tired of being so shy that I needed to put myself out there, and that's what I did. I put myself out there. Oh, look at this. Philip, he used to work for Cutco Cutlery back then too, back in his college years. Yeah, for sure, bro. Same here, man. I actually went off and did pretty well in that company, and I branched out to run my own office with my own representatives and whatnot. So it went pretty well for me on there. But it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. I was only 19 years old when I did that, and it was a lot of time, a lot of effort, and I just wasn't ready for it at that point. And then look at this, Michelle. My daughter's friend sold that when she used to live in Alaska last year. Yep. I still own it. I still have it. I still like it, love it. I mean, that all my kitchen cutlery is Cutco, all of it. My cousin went into that years right after high school. Yep, the same. That's what helped me. I mean, if you can go knocking on doors selling kitchen cutlery and they let you in, I think you're pretty good at sales. You have to have sold yourself somehow to get inside the doorway while holding a bunch of knives. Yeah, I think it is what it is, but it really helped me out a lot for sure. Look at this. He still has his set too. Yeah, bro, I have my sets too. I got the one I was showing Ione the other day. He was like, look, this is the one I used to lug around every day. And she was like, what? Yeah, this is the one. For sure.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, that was an important call. It was our potential property manager, so I wanted to make sure that we relayed all the information that we needed to relay and stay on top of that. When money calls, you answer, guys. When money calls, you got to answer. Money's on the line. Whether it's now money or future money, it's still money.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Totally didn't want to interrupt what you were doing.
No, you're good. I finished up. I was just saying about my journey and giving these guys some nuggets.
Okay. Yeah. Man, you give away some good stuff, man.
I know.
If you guys I truly want to say, that is honestly Oscar's secret sauce. That one little nugget he gave, I have been integrating it into my life and how I have conversations, and it's a game changer. It really has.
Max says, any tips on when you try to convey something in a conversation and your mind has a tendency to go blank? Yeah, storytelling. That's the best way, bro. Like, I don't typically have like if I'm trying to convey something across to anybody, I always just kind of give a third party story. Like if I'm trying to pitch creative finance, instead of overwhelming a seller with a bunch of different options, I just give a story. Hey, so-and-so, we helped out a seller just like you in your position. This is what we ended up doing for them. And, I think this could be a fit for you or something like that. And that's it. That's all I do is I tell a story. Even if I have to, I don't know. That's the best way. Just tell a story.
I want to add one thing to that too. And that is truly the best way. And if you mess up, right? If you mess up or you start stumbling over yourself, make a little joke about yourself. Like, hey man, I'm so sorry. I have these conversations all day. Sometimes they just jumble up when they're coming out, right? Make a little joke. You're going to be more relatable, more human. If you're just robotic and perfect every time, you may not come across as genuine. But if you're true, just be relaxed and yourself. That's all I'm saying. It's like, don't stress about trying to be something or someone you're not. Do what works for you. Yeah. You'll come across more genuine, and that's really important.
Exactly. Whenever I started listening to Pace's training on like how to handle seller objections, because I didn't know how to start the conversation on creative finance with a seller. I knew the concept, and then once they asked me, like, hey, how does it work? I would freeze up and I'd be like, I don't know. Let me see if I can get a partner on here to explain it to you. But I was tired of doing that, right? Because I was like, at some point, I'm gonna have to do this myself, right? Like I can't always rely on. Well, I can, but I'm saying like I want to learn it myself. And so what I started doing is listening to Pace's seller objections on the Zoom Vault. If you're in sub two, you know what I'm talking about. And he would handle those objections very, very well. And so I literally sat down and listened to like 5 hours straight on one day on just listening to seller objections because I wanted to get better. And what I did immediately after that to retain it, this is how I learned, guys. And this, I'm gonna give another secret away. This is how I learned. As soon as I learn something, I have to implement it because then it sticks to my head. If I don't implement it, I'll forget. And so the speed to action is everything. So for me, I learned it and immediately started making calls after I learned everything and started almost verbatim, Joseph. I would copy what he would say on his conversations, but I would do it in my style, right? Almost verbatim. I would do his exact conversation, but in my style. And that's it. That helped me out so much. Like I then started getting more leads and I started converting them more. I started to be able to do this on my own. And then that's what opened up the gateways for me is I just started to get more comfortable explaining how creative works. So when someone would ask me, "Oh yeah, how does that work?" I can then articulate it in a way with that they understand, right? With relatable stuff like you were saying. I'm not going to go off and say these terms that they don't understand like novation or something like that and they'll be like, "What the heck are you talking about?" So that's what helped me out a lot for you guys who are trying to like convey a message is also if you have anybody that you can listen to, just kind of listen in to a conversation, whether it's with a broker or a seller or whatever, that'll help you out a lot. For me it does, and that's how I learn.
I love it. Love it. I like what you said about, don't use the words that they don't understand, like the novation agreement. Like one example that I had learned from a previous partner is instead of calling it a novation agreement, he called it the HOP program. And I rocked with that. I use that all the time when I'm talking to sellers and it works. They're like, "Ooh, the HOP program. What is that? What does that mean?" Right? And it stands for the Home Ownership Partner Program. And all it is innovation. But it's in simple terms for them to be able to understand. And it sounds like some special program that they're more intrigued by. Right. But it's just all you did was just change how you worded it. And I rocked with that after learning it from that partner. And it's a game changer. It makes it a lot easier to talk about that specific scenario. So I just wanted to add that.
I've never heard that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it sounds good, right?
Mhm.
I was like, wow, man, that's super nice. I like that. Oh, so another thing that happened this week is somebody somehow, some way, man. KJ is good at this. Is bringing people into the fold, into our circle of what we're doing. But somehow, some way, KJ connected me with this person, and he has a couple deals, and two of them we're potentially one of them for sure we want to move forward with him on. We just need to look over the financials, and the other one, it's a building opportunity, and we don't know anything about building. Like it's not our forte, right? We typically talk about doing the a stabilized asset where we come in, renovate it, fix it up, that model, the value add model. But this is an opportunity that kind of just came knocking on our door, and we're definitely considering pursuing it. So stay tuned. That might develop into something, and it might not. But how cool would it say to be a part of a project that's built up from the ground up? I think that's super cool, super exciting.
Definitely a new milestone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've always wanted to, get into the development side. I think there's a lot of money to be made on the development side, and it's really cool. Oh, look, Darth Jader, I have so many development opportunities. I know they're everywhere. I just don't know anything about them.
For a long time, Darth Jader, we've had a lot of people bring us, and we still do, a lot of development opportunities, and we have to turn them down because for one, it's not in our buy box, but two, we don't know anything about it, so we can't pretend. Joseph and I can't pretend to know what the heck we're doing in the development. We're gonna lean heavily on that person
Oh yeah.
or partner that we bring on that's experienced in development. But even then, and because of our business model, if, let's say we're developing a new multifamily, which would be super amazing, we just have to make sure we know what the heck we're doing. And then on top of that, me and Joseph don't want to be hung up on that opportunity because we have to then fill it up after it's done completed. All right. Like what's built. We then have to fill it up and focus on that. So for us, like that's not in our buy box just yet. Or if it is, we have to make sure that whoever that is bringing us that opportunity or we're partnering up with someone, we have to make sure that they know how to do that part so we can leverage them and they can leverage us in whatever else we need to do for them. Because that's the conversation that kind of went, it was a match made in heaven. KJ's amazing. She met a great person, connected with she connected him with us, and it was a great conversation. Like we're super excited. Joseph and I had to sit down and be like, bro, this is amazing. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
super awesome opportunity.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It just goes to show that when you're going in the right direction for what you're trying to accomplish and what God's put in your life, He's going to put different opportunities in front of you, and
Mm-hmm.
your job is to, as best you can, try and recognize those opportunities, and so that's what I think we've got here is one of those opportunities, because this person does have quite a bit of experience. Obviously we want to vet that, and we're not just going to be like, oh, okay, yeah. We want to make sure that they truly do have that experience behind them, and see how those projects went. But if once we have that conversation and everything looks good, I mean, that person has the experience in where we're lacking, and vice versa. We have the experience in where they may be lacking, right? So it's like Oscar said, a match made in heaven potentially. So super excited for how that may unfold, and I think it'll be really cool. I
Mm-hmm.
think it'll be really cool. Um, I mean, there was a couple other things that happened throughout the week. We have that project going on right now. We had a few more calls like that where people have opportunities and want us to work with them. I'm working on another, I think it's 3 different properties in Louisiana potentially. So that may unfold with something. We're not sure just yet, but it looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but other than Oscar, you have anything else other than those? I mean, for the most
No,
part,
not
it's
really. I just want to
we've been
shout
trying
out,
to.
like I'd like want to shout out some people, if that's okay with you. Some of the people that are
Yeah,
like, working with us.
definitely.
Max, I want to shout out Max. He's been doing so good at the underwriting part. Steven Steele, Christy. Forgive me, Christy. I don't know your last name.
Schnurley, I believe.
Yeah, Christy, and then I think there was one other person that we were talking about. I don't remember.
On which side? The same side?
Yeah, on the same side.
It would
Yep,
be Renee.
Renee. Okay, perfect. I want to shout out those 4 people because they have been crushing it and just retaining and learning so many new things. And I see these people becoming rock stars in their respective fields. I mean, they're just always ready to learn, always ready to show up and just want to add value. I want to shout them out for sure. So thank you guys for being there. And I also want to shout out the other side, Joseph. Uh, Aside from Jada, maybe you can remind me on some of the other
Yeah,
ones.
so we got Jada. We have Kelly Malone. We have um, Lars. We have Lars. And there was one, oh, Rob. How can I forget Rob?
Rob from
Rob
Minnesota.
Dodd.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Rob.
Shout out to them as well. I mean, they've been just keeping these other guys busy with what they're doing too. And we'll share more details as we go along, guys. I just want to keep it a little high level for now because we're still working on a bunch of stuff in the back end. But I want to shout them out too because they've been showing up every day and they're keeping everybody busy. Um, I can't express how grateful I am for all of you guys, all the 8 people we just named. And forgive me if I'm missing anybody. I think that's it. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We see the work that's going on. Joseph was briefing me yesterday on a bunch of things that are happening right now, and I was just so excited. Ayoni was super excited too, and it's just one of the things that we love to see in our community is we love to bring people up with us, and these guys are just they're standing out, they're bringing value, they don't stop, and they're always showing up. So thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. Really appreciate it.
Look, and Max, bro, you're getting some requests, for your underwriting, man. There you go. And I want to pull up something on the side as well. But first, I second everything Oscar said, guys. I'm super excited for what we're doing and what we're all gonna accomplish. I'm just stoked for the future here. But I look a little washed out, huh? Give me a second.
Yeah, you're good. And while you do that, I'm going to bring up, I think Philip has a question.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna pull up.
Okay. Philip says, what's your thoughts submitting an offer on a small 8 unit where the number is 300K less than the asking price? I guess one of the things that I never forgot that one of our mentors told us is if you're not embarrassed to submit your offer, you're probably overpaying.
Yeah, that one stuck with me too.
And Philip, the worst thing they can say is no, man. So if your offer is your offer, that's what it is, man. You have to go off what the underwriting says, right? And then also if you can add any sort of creative aspect to that offer to make it a little bit more attractive and submit more than one LOI.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing you can do. But it is what it is, man. The other day we submitted an offer and that's what the number was at, and it was nowhere near what they were asking. But again, if you're not embarrassed about your offer, then you're probably overpaying. So the worst thing they can say is no, Philip. And hopefully that'll help. Submit whatever the underwriting supports. And if you can submit another offer that's creative and it's closer or more attractive, then you have two offers that you can submit. And that would be a lot more than just one offer. They have, at least they have options.
Yeah, to put it in perspective, there was one of the deals that I was reviewing yesterday that they're asking 6 to 7 million over what the offer is that the underwriting is saying. So it's a quite drastic difference. So I wouldn't be too worried about your question here. I would just do like Oscar said, well, I guess our mentor said it, but if you're not embarrassed by the offer or you don't feel bad about it, then you're offering too much. You're usually right on point. I feel bad about most of the offers I submit.
Oh yeah, exactly. And Max, this goes back to your question, right? When you're trying to convey something to someone and your mind kind of goes blank. I literally just pulled out of the hat like that one because that's what stuck with me on that part. So I just told another story, and that's literally it, Max. So if you have anything that you're like drawing a blank, just remember those stories and put that out there. That's what our mentor told us, and he's right. Is like if you're not embarrassed about your offer, you're probably overpaying. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it, man. I'm just excited for the things that are in the works. We're trying to be more intentional about what we're doing here with you guys, and I hope that it shows here in the next few weeks because we really are. We're trying to build something great here, and like Oscar always says, that we want to change the game. We want to change how this stuff is done. Like we want it to be similar to Sub 2, and where the goal or intention is to help other people, right? In multifamily, there's not as much of that resource. Like yes, PACE still does it, but there's not outside resources that are focused on truly helping others do this, right? It's a pay me this huge amount of money to learn all this stuff, and then you may not get everything that you were hoping to get, right? So we truly want to be that resource that people can walk away from and be like, damn, I stole from these people. Like I learned so much and for such a bargain of the deal. Like
Mhm.
that's what we want people to walk away feeling like.
Mhm.
So come steal from us, guys. Just kidding. Don't steal from us.
Yeah,
I hear the baby crying.
look at
She's
that.
like screaming bloody murder.
I was on the phone with Joseph last night, and I was hearing a baby cry in the background, and I was like, "Bro, that's so weird. Like, I've never heard that before in your household, and now there's a baby crying."
Oh, it's a regular occurrence. It's a regular occurrence.
They're awesome though. Like KJ was giving me all the tips and tricks on a newborn and how to do this, how to do that. And she's like, "I got you. Once you have a baby, Oscar, like you and Ione, I got you." I was like, "Okay, sure. I'm gonna call you."
She's been learning a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, it's if you guys don't know, let me put this on the. If you guys don't know, which I think most of you do, we have a Zoom coming up today. It's at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it might be a smaller setting with less people, but I think I'm okay with that because I really want to like have more of a, I don't know if intimate's the right conversation, but more of a setting where we can kind of just dive deep on how
Personable.
personable. There we go.
There you go. That's what you're looking for.
Joseph is always helping me out with these words, man. A personable type of conversation with you guys on how we got started, like dive deep on how we got started in real estate and how we got started in a multifamily, because I think that's going to help out a lot of you guys, kind of just, knowing where we came from. Like a lot of you guys already know, but we no money, right? No money, no experience, just hungry, wanting to learn and implementing, taking imperfect action.
That's
So
it.
that's pretty much it. So we're gonna basically break it down for you guys on step by step as much as we can for the sake of the time, and just tell you how we are and where we are today, and maybe some of our future goals. But I know, like with Joseph and I wish we can talk about it, but we're cooking up some stuff for you guys. And as soon as we're done with this other project on top of that, there's going to be a huge, huge story for you guys to look forward to. That one's going to be great. It's going to be really good.
And as always, under promise, over deliver. That's the goal.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
exactly. So if you guys haven't signed up, the link's at the bottom here of your screen. It's the free Friday Zooms. The register link is there. It's zoom.milliondollarupside.com. So if you guys aren't on there, you need to sign up because it's going to help you out a lot, especially if you're brand new to multifamily or in real estate. I think this will help you guys out a lot, and it gets you started, at least point you to the right direction so you guys can get started.
And another thing, if that will help, it will help with if you guys are getting to the point where you're like, man, is this even the right play for me? Like, and I'll talk about real estate just in general, right? Is this even the right play for me? Should I go back to my W-2? Should I do this? Like, you're having doubts, right? I think this will be super beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna share some stuff, man. I'm gonna share some stuff because it was never perfect. We had high highs and really low lows. Like KJ and I, we went through a pretty dark time where honestly we didn't know if we were gonna still be together, right? So it was some it was a rough year. 2021 was a rough year. So well, we're gonna share some of that stuff with you guys. I think it'll help. I think it'll help. It'll be pretty awesome. I think so. I'm just gonna be raw and gritty with y'all. You know what I mean? So I think that's what appeals to you guys the most is just being transparent with everything, and I think you'll get a lot of value, even if you've heard the story before. I think it'll be worth listening.
Yeah. And Sean, to answer your question, is that the same Zoom link on your website? I think so. I don't think we've changed it. I think it's more or less for the new people who don't know or who haven't registered for the Zoom. Yeah, it should be the same one.
Should be the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the one. That's the one. Well, beautiful.
Yeah. I guess if we 5 more minutes, and if anybody has any questions, put it in the chat. I do have a question for you, Joseph.
Yeah, shoot.
The other day it got me thinking because we were on our team meeting and Ben goes, "No one's ever asked Oscar if he's had a question." Just so you guys know, for a little context, we have a stand-up meeting every day, and at the end of the day, I always just go around the room asking if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns. I go around the room, and it's always me who says, "Hey, so and so, Joseph, do you have any questions?" Or blah blah blah. We just go down the line.
Hey, real quick, Oscar, it sounds a little muffled.
Gotcha. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Crispy.
Yeah. So I was going around the room like I normally do, and then one of our partners, Ben, goes, "You know what? No one's ever asked Oscar if he's had a question or does he have a question." And I was like, finally, someone's asking me if I have a question.
Hey, come on, man. I've asked you that before too. I'm like, hey, man, you got
Yeah. Joseph, definitely, he's good at asking me those questions. And so they were like, "What's Oscar? Do you have any questions?" I was like, "Yeah, I did have a question, but no, for me, my question to you, Joseph, is from everything that we've done, and this might be a little vague, but it might be a little hard too. Out of everything we've done in multifamily, from the when we first started, where we are now, like what's been your most favorite part of it, of the journey?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's a good question.
Thinking
Is
in
it
strategies.
specifically about, real estate, or just from the start of the multifamily journey to now? Is that
Yeah,
what
from
you're
the start of the multifamily journey to now. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, it's gonna sound a little, I don't even know what the word is, well, mushy. But honestly, bro, it's just doing all this with you and Ione, and building the relationship that we had. Not, I didn't know you when we started. You're just some dude that was helping us out, learn some stuff. But what it's developed into, I think it's gonna be a very long lasting friendship, and I'm super excited to be doing this stuff with you guys. Honestly, that's truly my favorite part about it, to be honest. We've
Dang.
learned a lot of cool stuff along the way, and I'm super stoked about that. But I think, like, no matter what happens, I think that we're gonna take this friendship and it's gonna blossom into something great. You know what I mean? Yes, I
Dang.
love KJ too, Sean. And I bet KJ's answer would be the same. I really do. I bet it would, or at least similar. And if not, then I just showed her up. Oh, I'm just kidding. I genuinely mean it, man.
And I didn't pay Joseph to say that, by the way.
No, for real.
Yeah.
And that's my honest answer. Other than that, feeling like a real estate mogul is pretty cool. I mean, we're not yet, but we're on the way, and then just doing different stuff that I never thought was possible. Limiting beliefs and all that. I genuinely never thought it was possible until we just said, why the hell is it not possible? Let's make it possible.
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Love
what about you? What's your answer?
Because Ione and I talked about this the other day, it's incredible to see how us, you, me, KJ, and Joseph, you, me, KJ, and Ione went through 0 properties in multifamily to 70 in 7 months. And that was incredible. Like, the journey itself, it seemed like it went by really fast, but there was a lot of highs, like you said, and a lot of lows, right? And getting through all that and committing, just in perspective, to put it in perspective, it's like once we committed to doing that and just dove deep into it, like we got to 70 units. Like, we can do it. It's possible with no money, no experience, not knowing what to do. And just like, if you think about it, right? Like, how the heck did we get to 70 units in 7 months so fast? Well, that was because we committed and let nothing else distract us. Imagine if we do that again, like just commit, which we are. I'm just saying, like, just imagine if we keep on doing that, right? There's no way that we can fail. There's just no way, because we've already done it, right? And there's only going up from here. Like, there's no more going down. It's going up. So that was my favorite thing, is just reflecting on our growth and how everything happened so fast. Although it seems fast, but during the time that we were doing it, it was like, come on, I'm ready.
I know. It's like, when is this stuff gonna happen? It's like, we're putting in all this effort. Like that first 3 months, maybe even 4, like we saw nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Like no progress, no improvement, other than our understanding of what we were doing. That was it. Those first few months, they were rough. They
Yeah.
were rough. A lot of grasping for straws, trying to figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
yeah, I love that answer, bro. I agree with you. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that we have this specific live. We it's about you guys first, as we truly want to show our experiences and help you guys learn from them potentially. But it's also to document our journey, and just to look back and where we started, and let's say a year from now, what are we talking about a year from now? What are we going through then? It'll be super cool. And not only for us, but hell, I don't even have to record anything or put out like a story for Sailor to watch later on. I could just be like, here, go to our YouTube and watch it start to finish. See what we went through to get you all those nice things you have.
All this real estate you own now.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's cool stuff. We're getting a little sentimental over here on you guys, but it's true. It's really true. I want that for each and every one of you guys. I want y'all to look back 7 months from your journey and just be like, damn, I did that. I did all that. Even if it's 500 units or even if it's 5 units, whatever it is, right? Progress is progress. As long as you're moving forward and not back, you're going to be okay. As long as you're getting 1% better every day, that should be your goal. I just need to get 1% better than yesterday. 1% better.
Yeah.
And that will be exponential growth for you. If you're getting 1% better every day, that 1% slowly is more and more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So, read a lot of books.
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember which one that was. I think it's Atomic Habits.
I'm still on 75 hard. I'm almost done reading 3 books, bro, since I started.
Amazing, yeah. Bro. I would love to say I'm right there with you, but I hit a brick wall. I had not been committed.
Baby Mud has been, Dad, it's my turn. Yeah, that's awesome. Lynn is in the house. What's up, Lynn? That's it, bro. That's all I got.
Yeah, same. I don't have anything else other than have a beautiful, happy Friday, guys. I wish we could play music on here. I could be DJ KJ, but we get copyrighted if we play music, so unfortunate.
You'll hear it in the Zoom. I'm sure DJ KJ will give us a playlist we can go off of.
Oh, I've already got it. I already know how to do it. It's gonna be DJ Mud in the house this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, awesome, guys. Be there or be square in 1 hour at the link below. Register if you haven't already done that before. It's the same Zoom link. But I think it's going to be a good one. I think it'll be a good one. And we're super excited for that, everything going on. And we're excited to see you guys again soon.
Yep.
Other than that, I think we're going to play a little outro. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.